Hello and welcome back. We are going to do another video on filtering, but instead of using dimensions, right, as we used up here, we used, what did we use? Category, subcategory. We're going to use the measures because the filtering that's available for measures is slightly different from dimensions. So let's do a simple example. Let's bring in, let's do a separate one. Let's say product name. I haven't used that yet. Too many. Let's say ship mode. There we go. That's a good one. And let's bring in, let's do a different one, sales forecast maybe. Right, so we got some values right here. And I can filter on these measures, right? So let's say I want to bring in anything that is great, that is less than 400,000, right? But let's say that's our cutoff. Anything with less than 400,000 is an issue. Anything greater than 400,000 we don't care about, right? Because we're focusing on our problems. So how do we filter for just 400,000? No matter how much our data refreshes. So let's say next month we have another ship mode. We want it to be able to just absorb the data and be able to apply the filtering no matter what. Here's how we do it. When we drop sales forecast into filters, you're going to see that this comes up, and it's slightly different from if I bring in this filter. You see how it's different, right? These you can think of are as discrete points of information, okay? In measures, it works a little bit differently. So let's bring in sales forecast. All right, and I've got a number of options that I can do. If I do sum, which is the standard aggregate, the standard kind of collection, right? Aggregates meaning anything where you got sum, average, count, minimum, maximum, right? It combines your data to give a number. Let's do sum as our basic one. We go next, and we're going to have these options. And what we're going to look at is only, let's only look at this one. I'm not going to show you this stuff, not really important at this stage. What this shows is actually the range of your data. This 215 is your lowest data point, which is this same day data. And this 2.3 million is your standard class. All right, so it's actually giving you a range. But we want to set this to be 400,000. So let's set this from 0 to 400,000. And we just go, we'll do apply so you can see what happens. We go apply, and now we only have that one data set, right? We can do the opposite. So let's say we want to do, no, not the opposite. Sorry, let's increase this number. Let's go 800,000. Let's see if it brings anything else in. So now we got 3 values, and we go okay. The only problem with this is, let's say next month we go, well, we're only interested in 1 million. You have to come in here, you have to change this. It gets a bit annoying. So what you can do is you can add a filter, and we'll do that on the dashboard actually. So let's create a new dashboard. Let's resize this. All right, where's that one? Okay, and let's bring in that sheet, which was sheet 13. All right, and we got that information there. Let's go ahead and bring in that filter. So we go analysis, filters, sum of sales forecast, and you're going to see that this filter looks a little bit differently. It's got this range. Okay, so let's bring this at the top just so it's a bit easier to use. Let's make this a bit higher, and highest to lowest, let's say. And we can change this on the fly. All right, so we can go really high, we can bring this up, and you can see that it actually changes as you go along. So if I do that, okay, and that's how you would do this filtering. Now, in addition to this, there is a third type of filtering when it comes to this kind of thing, which is how you do dates. And dates work slightly differently. So let's do an example with dates. I'm going to do a new sheet. I'm going to do the number of sales over time. So let's bring in sales. I can just double click that. So I've got the sum of sales. And let's do, where's the order date? I'm going to do that right click drag with my mouse, right? And do this. And if you don't want to do that, you can always bring in order date like so, and then change it from here, right? Either or, personal preference. I'm going to use the right click drag method. And let's look at this as a continuous plot. So continuous being these green ones, right? I'm going to do, let's do day, right? Maybe too much. Let's right click, let's change this to week. All right, like so. And we want to be able to filter this. I want to filter it with a range. And there's 2 filter types for dates, 2 main ones anyway. If I bring in order date in here, you're going to notice these 2 things. Relative date and range of dates. What you saw before with the measures is similar to range of dates. Relative date means yesterday, tomorrow, next month, last year, meaning no matter where I am in human history, there's always a last year or next year. You know, let's not get into the Big Bang and all that kind of stuff, right? If we do range of dates, we'll do that for our first example. We go next, right? You're going to have this a similar kind of layout. You can pick the first date. Let's say we want to do it from May 1st, right? And we want to do it maybe backwards to September 1st. And we go apply. So we now have that filter. I'm going to go OK, right? We can add that filter. I'm just going to do it here on the sheet. So we right click, show filter, and again, similar to the previous one. But let's say I wanted to be able to do show me last month, right? Or yesterday or last week. Let's get rid of this. Go hide card. We're going to right click here. We're going to go edit filter. And instead of range of dates, we're going to pick relative dates. Like so, right? And with relative dates, it's always relative to the last bit of information that you have. Okay, so let's go for now. Let's go years. And we're going to go give me the previous year. So if I go and apply that, this will give me the previous year. So let's go have a look. So go OK. And I want to show this to be the previous year. It's actually showing 2018, as you can see. I can actually change this format. So go format. I'm going to go to dates. And I want to have the full one so I can see the year as well. Right? Where do we go? Total. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong section. We're going to go access. Right? I'm going to go dates. Let's say that one. And as you can see, they're all 2018. If I right click here, I can go show filter, and I can do all sorts of things. I can go previous year, I can go previous quarter, whichever you want in terms of your data range, right? And you can just have a play from here. So you can say, I think next year doesn't work if you haven't got next year data. So let me just have a play here. Oops, and I think I clicked something. Hang on, let's go back. Quarters. And if I want to go previous quarter, so there's no previous quarter data in my information set. So let's go a bit further back. Let's go last, maybe 4 quarters. So now I'm starting to see some information. It could be from that point onwards, there's just no sales, right? So we can just keep increasing this, and we can see the number of quarters. So we can do that with months as well. We can see the last 10 months, right? Those are your last months of data, and so on and so forth. And that's how you would use your date filtering, right? So you can do that. So those are the two main ones that I would use and what I would recommend for beginners. Now, let's say you wanted to do individual dates, right? Instead of arrange like this, you can actually just right click this, go discrete, okay? And you go, and it goes into this menu where if I go select from list, you have individual dates. Right, so you have that option as well. And if I press OK, it's going to change color to now a blue. Blue meaning it's a discrete data point. But I can always go back. I can go continuous, right? And it goes back to this one as well. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you at the next video.